So that's an argument for, but that's socialistic. Nobody wants. Everybody's afraid of the world. Of the word.
You know something?
Socialist.
Israel is a democracy, but it's a socialized democracy.
So is England. So is France. So is Italy. So is Spain.
Well, no. Spain.
No, they all have medicine.
Spain is an aristocracy because they have a king. Okay, England has a queen, so they have it's an aristocracy. But I mean, they do have socialized medicine now. It seems to be working for these people. You know, on the Daily Show, Jon Stewart was talking the other day about, I think it was Norway. Norway he was trying to bring out a point that Norway doesn't have a problem with hospitalization or medical insurance, but there are only 3 million people in Norway. Okay, there are more people living in New York than in the whole country of Norway.
Well, it's just, you get larger, you need larger systems, but the concepts are the same. You know, you pay enough tax, you could have free medical. I mean, that's the bottom line. That's how every country outside of the United States, just about every Western world country has medical insurance, and people pay for it by taxes. How they collect it really doesn't matter, but every one of them has it. They collect taxes, and people are okay with it.
Were you the one I was talking about when I was talking about dialysis the other day?
I don't think so, but what was it?
I forgot who I was talking to. Talking about the man who invented the dialysis machine. And my father had sent me an article. The man had just passed away, and the Times wrote up his obituary. So he sent me a copy of the article. Very interesting. The only reason that this man, and it came into use around the late 40s or early 50s. The only reason that his research was funded was because, I think it was Elisa who mentioned this on Tuesday. FDR's mother was dying of kidney failure. And he passed the law to fund this research that eventually would save the lives of many hundreds of thousands of people and lengthen their lives until they could either be matched with a donor for a kidney transplant, okay, or at least it lengthened their lives until they had complete kidney failure and unfortunately passed away. But this machine, prolonged my father's life for at least 3 years, I would say. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting close to an hour, 54 minutes. I know the Rev wants to play some music for you.
No, I'm just looking at another figure, and I think we were somehow wrong. They're saying there are 316.1 million people in the United States of the year 2013.
All right, now how many of them are working?
So how can that's everybody, children,
I know,
adults.
so
how could 98 million be out of jobs? That's got to be wrong.
Actually, it was 90.1, they said.
Or whatever it is, that's impossible.
Why?
Because half of them is going to be children.
That's every man, woman, and child.
Yeah, so let's say half of them are, it's two children.
All that's saying is that 30% of them.
No, listen, if that's 316 million people, the population of the United States, that means the average of 2 kids per family. So that's, you take away half of that. So it's saying that only 150 or 160 are actually working people.
How do you get that?
316 million.
All right. Not everybody working has children.
In the United States.
So
You don't think that there are at least two kids for every two adults?
you can't figure that way.
Well, you can't figure there's not 316 million people working. And if there are 316 people working, that means we have slave labor here.
No, you can't surmise. You can't think about something like that. Your figures are way off. But it's immaterial. We're not statisticians here. We are not actuaries. Okay? If somebody has the exact figures, they can call us up. What they should have supplied you with is type in and ask how many people are of working age in the United States. Why don't you do that?
Well,
that'll give you a figure.
Well, here's something like 41% of America unemployed.
41%. What are you talking about?
That's what you said over here. The real job numbers, 41%.
Well, it just said 1 in 3, which would be 33%, don't want to work at all. Okay? Those are the ones who are living off the government handout. They don't want to work at all.
It says 41% of American unemployed, 1 in 3 doesn't even want to work. So out of that 41%,
figure 40%, makes it easier to multiply.
Out of
And
that
figure
40%,
300 million. All right?
Out of the 41% who don't want to work, 33% of those 41%
I realize that.
don't want to work.
Well, figure this out. 0.4 times 300 million is 12 million people. Of those, 1/3, or 4 million people across the United States don't want to work at all. Take the 12 million and divide it by 3 and you get 4 million. That's the math.
I mean, listen, I'm not, the sources that we're getting these numbers are from, I'm not sure if they're correct anyway. That's the other
Well, what's
problem.
the difference? We're working with a set of numbers. So let's just stay with those numbers because it makes it easier for multiplication.
Yeah. Okay, this is from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So let's just say, I don't know. These charts just...
That still tells us, however, Rev,
Yes.
that of the 12 million unemployed, 8 million want to find work. They want to work.
But they may not be looking for jobs anymore.
No, it said 1/3 of the 12 million don't want to work at all.
Except
They're the ones that are not working and not
the
looking.
other ones are maybe working, may want to work, but they just gave up. There's a difference. You may still want to work.
No, then they become part of the 1/3 who don't want to work. They looked, they couldn't find anything, they stopped looking. Now they become part of the 1/3 who don't want to work.
Okay, we've got a caller. Thank you for holding. What do you think?
Dr. Mark?
This is Felix, the Rev, and Dr. Mark is here with me. How are you tonight?
Felix is Dan. How are you?
Hey,
Oh,
Dapper Dan.
Dan the
Hey.
man, how are you?
Good. How are my friends doing tonight?
Well, we tried to throw everybody for a loop by broadcasting tonight instead of yesterday.
How you been?
Good. Yeah, so I heard you guys talk a little bit about, healthcare and stuff like that, and unemployment. The unemployment, well, that's always, I heard you guys debating the number. What number was the final one you guys came up with? How many people are unemployed in the United States?
Well, we said that about 12 million people in the United States did we say 12 million? No, we said 12 million are not working, roughly. Of those, 1/3 or 4 million have given up looking for work for whatever reason. But the remaining
don't want to work means they're just maybe they're on welfare. They don't even.
Well, but they've given it up. So that leaves 8 million people who are actively or would like to work, but they haven't found anything yet.
Right. Well, first thing, I want to talk about healthcare. I know you just talked about Canada and Israel. As far as healthcare here goes, I was really against Obamacare. I don't know what you guys are saying, but before Obamacare came in, I was paying, for family plan, it was like $1,100 a month for family plan. And that's a big ouch, I think when I had it $1,200 a month. But, that's high. Now, Obamacare, I'm paying about a third of that.
Well, for you, I remember you saying, for you, the Affordable Care Act worked out very well.
Yeah, but I really think to tackle healthcare, I know most listeners will disagree. You were touched upon it before, was like a taxation on maybe certain products and goods that we consume. So everyone's covered. If everyone bought milk or eggs or just something or gasoline, what world wanted to do that to get deficit down? That was well over a decade ago, but reducing national debt. But, I think Canada has it right. I don't know whether the health care, like you're saying, everyone in Canada wants to come to the United States for the superior health care, the doctors, but they have the right idea. When you go to Canada, I've been there a couple of times, when you have dinner, you have a food tax, a liquor tax, and a health tax. All three taxes broken down on your itemized bill when you go to dinner.
And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's right.
If you're rich and you have $200 dinner, you're paying like a little tax on it. If you're not so rich, you're going to McDonald's, you're paying tax on a $10 burger. But that's what's covered, though. And our system is not fair, because some people are getting free health care, and some people are paying like I was paying $1,200 a month, and there's nothing just balance there. It's very unfair.
What they do in Canada and a lot of the other countries is, what happens is, and this is a proven fact, that because it's free, sometimes you don't get your health care as soon as you want. But what a lot of the
I heard that was a problem, right? You take like months to go see a doctor.
But what happens then is the people have a little bit more money. They give doctors, I heard not that much, maybe $1,000 a year to keep them on retainer so they can get appointments.
You know how much that cost in Florida?
What?
Because in Florida, I heard many doctors now belong to groups where you have a cardiologist, an internist, a neurologist. In order to belong to that group, so that group is always ready for you, and then they call it in some places concierge medicine, where they come to you. It costs between $18,000 and $25,000 a year. So those are your doctors in that group, and you pay an annual fee of, depending upon what it is, $18,000 to $25,000, and you can see them as many times as you want.
That's for very rich hypochondriacs.
No kidding. But this is more and more, this is the way medicine is leaning in Florida, for the people who retire down